Hey there, Biotic World community. Welcome back to the channel, your go-to source for everything biology. Whether you're studying for exams, expanding your knowledge, or just curious about how life works at the molecular level, you have come to the right place. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our exciting science-packed videos. Today we are diving deep into glycolysis, the first step in cellular respiration. Grab your notebooks because we are breaking it down step by step in a way that will make you understand how your cells generate energy from scratch. Now, we all know that energy is key to life, and for cells, ATP is the ultimate energy currency. But did you know that all of that ATP comes from a process that starts in that cytoplasm? Yes, glycolysis occurs right there in the cytoplasm without needing oxygen, making it the perfect way for cells to generate energy quickly. But wait, glycolysis doesn't work alone. Let's see how it connects to the bigger picture of cellular respiration. Glycolysis is a biochemical pathway that converts glucose, a 6-carbon sugar, into 2 molecules of pyruvate, while releasing energy in the form of ATP and NADH. This process is the first step in cellular respiration, which is how our cells generate energy from food. Before we dive into the glycolysis, let's quickly review where it fits in. Cellular respiration occurs in 3 main stages: glycolysis, citric acid cycle, and electron transport chain. Glycolysis, which happens in the cytoplasm and does not require oxygen. Citric acid cycle, also known as the Krebs cycle, which happens in the mitochondria and requires oxygen. The electron transport chain, also in the mitochondria, where most ATP is produced using oxygen. Now back to the glycolysis. It occurs in the cytoplasm because it's the cell's go-to process for breaking down glucose and generating energy. Even in anaerobic conditions, like during intense exercise when oxygen is limited, let's break it down into 2 phases: the energy investment phase and the energy payoff phase. Step 1: phosphorylation of glucose. This is where it all begins. Glucose enters the cell and gets trapped by the addition of a phosphate group from ATP, creating glucose 6-phosphate. This step is catalyzed by the enzyme hexokinase. In step 2, isomerization of glucose 6-phosphate into fructose 6-phosphate, a simple rearrangement but crucial for the next step. Step 3 is the commitment step. The energy phosphofructokinase PFK uses another ATP to add a second phosphate group, creating fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. This step is irreversible and regulates the entire pathway. Now let's move to the energy payoff phase, where we start generating ATP. Step 4: cleavage. The energy aldolide splits fructose 1,6-biphosphate into 3 carbon molecules: dihydroacetone phosphate DHAP and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate G3P. This is done by the aldolase enzyme. DHAP is quickly converted into another G3P, so now we have two G3P molecules ready for the next step. Step 5: oxidation of G3P. Here, G3P is oxidized by the enzyme glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. GAPDH and NADH is produced. This step also generates 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate BPG, which is high energy and will be used to make ATP. Sixth step is the ATP generation. The enzyme phosphoglycerate kinase transfers a phosphate group from 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate to ADP, forming ATP and 3-phosphoglycerate. In the next steps, 3-phosphoglycerate is converted into 2-phosphoglycerate, then into phosphoenol pyruvate, and finally, pyruvate is formed in step 10, catalyzed by the enzyme pyruvate kinase. Here we generate the final ATP and our 2 molecules of pyruvate, and that's glycolysis. In total, glycolysis consumes 2 ATP but produces 4 ATP and 2 NADH, giving us a net gain of 2 ATP. The pyruvate produced can now enter the mitochondria for further processing if oxygen is available, or get converted into lactic acid or ethanol in anaerobic conditions. So, why is glycolysis so important? Every living cell depends on this pathway to generate ATP, especially when oxygen is not available. Glycolysis is the first step in cellular respiration, but it's also part of much of a bigger energy harnessing machine. After glycolysis, if oxygen is available, pyruvate enters the mitochondria for the citric acid cycle, and that's where things get even more exciting, but that's a topic for another video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Biotic World, and drop a comment letting us know what topic you want us to cover next. And hey, share this video with your friends, classmates, or anyone who needs a little help understanding the magic of cellular respiration. Stay curious, stay inspired, and keep learning with Biotic World. Until next time, keep exploring the amazing world of biotechnology.